Hi, my name is Funkerman and you are listening to Evo and RST.
Good morning and greetings from London, Funkerman. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Now, you will be taken to the decks at Night Owl's secret warehouse party on Saturday. What can we expect from your set?
I've just been 3 weeks in the US and Canada, and that's a really different market than what we are used to in Europe. But that's really nice because you try to experiment more when you're in a totally different scene than what we are used to. So I probably will play some tracks that people wouldn't expect from me. So it will be a bit of a different set than I normally would play.
Well, we look forward to a surprising set, Funkerman. Now, taking you back to where it all started, and hip-hop was that platform to make you take music to the next level. Why did you then decide to get into house music?
For me, hip-hop was my introduction in music, like the modern way of music, sampling, beat making with computers and stuff like that. And I always wanted to experiment more and look for something different. And at that moment in time, for me, house music was like more open to experimenting than hip-hop was. And I really liked it. And then I started going to parties. And then I liked it even more because the clubbing scene for electronic dance music is really what I like myself the best, you know. It doesn't matter what kind of color you are, nothing matters. It's just a group of people enjoying the same kind of music. So it was like a musical direction which I really liked, but also the atmosphere on a party which really appealed to me.
Okay, completely understood. Now, taking you a long way from there, and Speed Up was the track that took your name to the centre stages. Can you tell me the concept behind this track?
At that time, we didn't have any concept actually.
Okay.
we were just trying to make good music, and we were working already with a few vocalists, and we had like some beats produced, and Ivan, who already did a few tracks for us, then we asked him to write some lyrics. And actually the song had a completely different name and had a different chorus than the one we know. But this part was actually the end of a pre-couplet, and which when I woke up every day I was like, speed up, that's the thing that we should focus the track on. So we threw the rest away and stuck to this vocal, and there's not really much concept to it than that.
Okay, cool. So did you build it with possible crossover potential, or did you build the track as a club track?
It was built as a club track. I must say that for me it's really difficult, because when you try to make music that is going to cross over, it doesn't happen. It doesn't work. No, it doesn't work that way. You know, and even so, even more than that, I like to think that I make music from the heart and not because I want to try and sell a lot. I don't think that music that sells a lot is bad, but if it's intended, like, okay, we're gonna throw all my beliefs away because we want to sell, that's something I don't like.
Very noble indeed. So I guess music speaks for itself, and you're a true believer of your own music?
Not yet, and maybe not ever, because I always try to think like the goal for a musician should be trying to get 100% of what you envisioned in the song, and that 100%, I'm not sure if I ever be able to get that 100% down in a track, but that's like the goal, and I think that will be the goal until the day I die.
Okay, well, you're certainly doing a good job of it. Now, moving on to your record label, Flamingo, set up with Veli Legrand and Raf. I believe primarily to showcase your own music after, facing a lot of heartache with the major labels and stuff. In your perspective and opinion, is it who you know at the record label in order for your tracks to get signed?
I wouldn't say that it's completely not true, but I believe that the biggest part of if your music is selling it or not is how good is the track. Because even if you don't know anything or anybody, and you make that hit record, then it will be picked up. because we started our own label because we wanted to have like some label where we can release stuff without asking any A&R or any guy in the music industry or girl, whatever, can you change this, can you change that? That was like the thing that was happening. So we said, okay, let's start a label so sometimes we can release tracks that we completely believe in, and fuck it, let's do it. Then we got like a few okay successful releases, not really big, and then Fed made Put Your Hands Up for Detroit. We didn't know anyone at that time in the industry, no one. And yeah, I think the core of that track was so strong that everybody wanted to play it, and then everybody found out who we were, and everybody who I needed to have on the phone got my phone number. So I don't think that it's about who you know in the industry. I think it's more, please, people focus on making good music. That's the most important thing.
Of course, very important indeed, but I know persistence plays a big part. Without naming names, I'm sure, you know, major labels receive over hundreds of thousands of demos a year, but you could have, you know, made that bullet and it could have got overlooked so easy. How would you advise one to approach this with a different perspective?
Maybe not so different, because we get a lot of demos, but what I really like is when it's really easy to see who it's made by. Now, I don't want to know, I don't want to read a biography, or I don't want to have like a really nice looking cover. I just want to have a CD. And I think best thing is to put a sticker on the CD with your email address on it, your phone number on it, because then the CD and the contact information is attached to each other. Because when it's on the cover, people are going to take the CD out of the cover, put it in the CD player, let it there, lose the cover, and in the end don't know who it's made by. Same with emailing. People send an email and they give the name of that track like master or try or demo, and then it's almost impossible to trace who sent you that download link for that great track that you are trying to look for, who made it, you know. So it's really important to give your sound file the correct name, your artist name and title, and you know, really easy, simple stuff. Get the information right, that helps, but there's really no other way than just keep on sending the stuff and try to make better music and try to get the connection that you need to get it released.
Very wise words, Funkerman, and much appreciated, and no doubt you're going to receive an influx of demos throughout the next couple of weeks. Funkerman, future-wise, what can we expect?
I'm producing a lot of music, so I'm working on an album, which I want to try and release in April. So that's what I'm really busy with at the moment, and I hope I can keep the deadline, because I don't want to be stressed out after April, like, okay, it's not finished yet. So that's what that's my goal for the coming few months. Okay, we wish you luck with that, and look forward to hearing the finished article. So, Funkerman, music aside, how do you get down? Nothing much except music, actually. When I want to relax, I go to the studio, and when I want to work, I go to the studio. And it's maybe a different approach, because sometimes in the evening I'm going back to the studio and just think like, okay, I'm going to do something just to relax, and then we'll make something stupid that nobody will ever hear, you know. And sometimes in the studio, and I have to finish something with a deadline, and then it feels more like work then, you know, more than when I'm just sitting there and making something. Could be hardcore or hip hop or whatever, what I feel like for that moment. So that's how you get down? Yeah. So no time for films or reading. I know Feddy's an active gamer. Walks in the park or? No, and I suck at gaming. When I would be like better at it, then I would be like a gamer as well. But yeah, if you try it for so many times, and you know, even with a pinball machine, I'm the guy who shoots the ball, and the ball goes straight through the middle, you know, every time. So then it doesn't take a long time before you start hating gaming. Okay, so safe to say your time is better spent in the studio, and there's no point even challenging Feddy, because he'll kick your ass at any game? Any game. Fair enough. Well, Funkerman, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you, and we look forward to seeing you at the secret party on Saturday. Thank you very much, and thank you for your time and your effort. Bye-bye.